everyone. Welcome back to episode 59 of the Simply One podcast. I'm your host, Colin, and I'm joined by my co-host, Chris.
How we doing, everybody?
We're just a couple of best friends who are passionate about all things pop culture. If you're looking for lukewarm takes on movies, video games, TV shows, or even the occasional comic, then we've got the show for you.
That's right. We're coming back at this.
You make it sound like, all right, we're going to take another crack at this thing. Episode 59, and we're like,
here we are.
All right, I guess we'll take another try at this.
We'll have to do something sexual for episode 69.
We won't have to. But by God, we will.
We couldn't.
We shouldn't. But we must. We just can't help it. What's the
wild animal, you know?
P-A-R-T. Why? Because I gotta. Morgan and I were laughing about the Grinch that he did when he's the when he's the holiday cheermeister, and they put him in the chair of cheer, and are making him go through like the pudding cook off, and then it's like fudge dudge, that's like fruitcake. Fra la la, and he's just getting stuffed of food, and by the end he's just
like the one where he starts fighting back.
Like,
come on,
is that all you got? Is that all you got? He's got a mouthful, and I'm like, mine are homemade too. Oh yeah, and the one, dish is not pudding. And he goes, then what is it?
What is it? Oh man,
he's in the chair, just clutching his gut.
The live action Grinch is such a good holiday one.
I love watching that at Christmas time. I sip some spiked nog, Morgan wraps presents on the floor, and I just turn that on and sit there with my hand on my balls.
That's
the
life.
Season,
Deck the halls.
Deck the halls, with balls of holly. Now, this week is a pretty busy week for us. We actually got to go see Super Mario Brothers, like we said we would. And then we watched the 2-part final series premiere for Barry.
Yeah.
So a lot to talk about there. News-wise, you wanted to cover Jamie Foxx's health issues.
So do we want to start with that?
Yeah, we'll do that up top.
Okay.
And then on my side, I want to talk about the first official casting list for the new DCU. Our first looks at the Continental, the Penguin, and the Marvels, as well as we've got some follow-up on the Harry Potter series stuff at HBO. All right, so if you
actually, as a matter of fact, I have some news regarding me and the Harry Potter, so funny how that will tangle in together, if you know what I'm saying. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're laughing, man.
Just I don't know, that delivery was so awkward feeling to me. Like, I've actually got some news about me and the Harry Potter. You sound like a mom.
Let's see.
Oh, is this the Harry Potter fellow?
I don't get it. No, so straighten up because it's kind of serious.
Yeah, I know.
Jamie Foxx has been hospitalized after having a stroke.
Do we know that it's a stroke? Because all the headlines I saw said medical complications.
It says Jamie Foxx hospitalized following a stroke.
Okay.
So it looks like here that the Fox family had reported on Jamie Foxx's Instagram and all of his social media, saying, from the Fox family, we wanted to share that my father, Jamie Foxx, experienced a medical complication yesterday. Luckily, due to quick action and a great care, he's already on his way to recovery. We know how beloved he is and he appreciates your prayers. The family asks for privacy during this time. Much love, the Fox family.
Yeah.
And everything following up there just basically talks about he had severe chest pain, so he went to the hospital. And then they're like, yeah, you're not good. And then he had a stroke there.
At the hospital.
And so, he's just there. And thankfully, I mean, that's the best place to have a stroke if you're going to have
And that was good that he didn't do like a lot of men do, especially men of a certain age of, in their 40s and 50s of like,
I'm fine.
I'm just getting old,
Yeah.
Things go bad, right? He went, I should probably go see somebody. I don't feel well.
So, but he's been there for about a week now. And so... But it's been pretty quiet. Everyone's been respecting a lot of the wishes, so we don't know much other than he's been hospitalized and he had the stroke there. But
so Jeremy Renner made his first live TV appearance since his accident back on New Year's Day.
Yeah, cane.
Yeah, and he had his cane. And he had, because he's still got a little bit of a limp where he's, still going through physical therapy for his legs and stuff because he keeps talking about, I think it was like over 30 broken bones and shit like that.
Jesus.
And he's in really, really good shape for.
I saw a picture of the truck that ran him over, and I was like, man, that's not no small bobcat.
No,
that's a
no.
truck.
So apparently so what happened was that the truck, he woke his nephew up to help him go plow snow.
Yeah.
They had parked it on sort of on the edge of the road, so it was off and it started to slide towards his nephew.
Oh,
and
shit.
He ran to jump in to the whatever you call it, the plow to stop the slide and drive it forward. And when he went to jump up, his foot got caught on the tread and he got pulled under into the track of the plow, and basically got fully run over by the plow.
Holy shit! Did it hit his nephew, or was he able to
No,
get away?
his nephew didn't. Yeah, he saved his nephew. But fully, and he managed to miss most of his vital organs. He did have a collapsed lung from the broken ribs, but all in all, and then he did make light of it in the interview with Jimmy Kimmel, where Jimmy Kimmel says something about because he kind of said I missed all the important stuff, and Jimmy Kimmel's like, well, he had a collapsed lung, and he goes, I got another one, He's like, I got two of them. That's not that big,
Yeah, right.
But and he said he laid on the floor or on the snow there for 43 minutes.
Holy shit!
Because of where they're at.
Yeah.
They had to wait for the helicopter, and not good. No. And apparently it popped one of his eyes out. Oh! And he said he distinctly remembers being able to see his eye.
That would freak me out.
Yeah.
And he said he had just push it back in?
Well, they had to do a bunch of reconstructive surgery to the orbital of his head, but it's incredible that it ran over him enough that it popped his eye out, right? But didn't crush his brain. Didn't crush his head. Yeah. So he's very fortunate of how it ran over him. That like he said, it feels silly to say lucky, because it's pretty unlucky to get ran over by a snowplow. But if you got to get run over by a snowplow, he got lucky.
Yeah, you got the best thing for it.
Yeah, but and the fact that he laid there for 43 minutes and still managed to be saved and pulled through. And he said he honestly didn't know how bad off he was until he started getting visitors early on. Because they'd come in and go, and how do you mask your, oh my God, because he's a pretty broken person at that point, that early on. He hasn't had a lot of his surgeries and stuff like that, because he said, they kept discovering injuries because they go in order of, vitality, right? We got to fix the lung, we got to fix the ribs, we got to, and as they go along, they go, oh, turns out he's got a perforated bowel or whatever, right? And they treat him in that way. But so he said when he had early visitors, it was he'd see on their face of oh, and then he's thinking shit, I might be pretty fucked up.
Am I gonna make it?
I might be dying. Yeah, I didn't. The fact that I'm still here, he thought to himself well, I'm gonna make it because I'm still here. But then as people were looking at him, he's like, man, I must be really messed up because they've got him in a full brace and things like that, so he can't really look at himself. And I'm sure mom's not want a picture.
Here's a mirror.
Yeah, you want to see what you look like. But no, I just thought it was pretty impressive to see him walk out on stage and 4 months after, not even 4 months after his pretty traumatic accident.
4 months after, and he's only with a cane.
Yeah.
So, good on him.
But, all of that to say, we got a cast for the motherfucking DCU so far. So, Collider reported it, and then James Gunn corroborated the story on Twitter that the voice cast for the upcoming Creature Commandos animated series will be as follows. So you got Frank Grillo as Rick Flag Sr. So Rick Flag was the leader of the Suicide Squad.
Okay.
Who, spoiler alert, did you see the Suicide Squad?
I have not. I want to, but...
Well, he dies.
Oh.
So...
Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, it came out over a year and a half ago. Sorry, Chief.
That's all right.
But, so Rick Flag Sr. is going to be the leader of the Creature Commandos. David Harbour is Eric Frankenstein. Indira Varma, who I believe, when I was looking her up, because I recognized her name, she is in the Game of Thrones. She's she is the partner of Pedro Pascal's character in it.
Okay.
One of the, he's Oberyn in that. But, let's see, she is playing the bride. So I'm assuming maybe the bride of Frankenstein, it looked like in the pictures.
Could be.
Maria Bakalova is Princess Ilana Rostovic, and then Zoe Chow is Nina Mazursky. Alan Tudyk is playing Dr. Phosphorus, and Sean Gunn will be voicing both Weasel and G.I. Robot, which Weasel's in the Suicide Squad as well. So I wonder
He's the only one that makes it.
Yeah, because you think he drowns and then he doesn't. He just washes up ashore. So if you recall, part of the grand reveal of the DCU roadmap back in early March was that the voice cast of the animated shows would also portray the live action.
Yeah.
So I suppose
these are
quite a few, if not all of these people will at some point have a live action appearance as the character.
That's pretty cool to think of.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Yeah, so I mean that's kind of an interesting thing because you had to go, okay, who can we get to voice them that we also want them to look like?
Yes, they got to somewhat look the role. But then I feel like that also means you got to do shit in a timely manner. You can't draw it out for 10 years.
Right.
And it'd be like, okay, we're going to do this animated show for 3 to 5 years, because then at that point, you're going to start aging, and these people are all going to get older and stop looking so similar to them.
Yeah, exactly. But then I guess the benefit of doing it animated first is if something doesn't work out, you can switch it before they have a live action appearance.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's like, well, it's a shame it's not the same voice actor, but oops, you know. So I just thought that'd be interesting. That this is probably and they did get all known faces and actors that you're like, okay, they're going to be on screen at some point. The Penguin, sticking with DC, we got a first look featurette trailer thing last Wednesday. So it's going to be I looked it up, it's going to be an 8-part series on Max, which is what HBO Max got turned into when they combined with Discovery Plus. So it's just going to be called Max now.
Oh, word. I don't know that's a thing. Okay.
Yeah, I'll probably still just call it HBO Max. Yeah. It seems as though it's going to be a follow-up to the Batman, where it did seem like it's going to take place in the power vacuum of sorts after
Good.
After what's that motherfucker's name? Carmine Falcone.
Yeah.
You got
Falcone.
And now there's a power vacuum there where who's going to be the kingpin again? And it seems like the Penguin's going to throw his hat in the ring. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be mostly a crime drama about him just trying to...
What are you showing me here? Open your eyes.
And I'm kind of excited to see more of Gotham in general, because we really didn't see a lot of it in the Batman. For as long as the Batman was, it was they were at the Iceberg Lounge a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But not in a bad way, though. It was just
it made sense in the context.
Detective sense, yeah.
But so I would like to see more of the underbelly stuff. I'd also like to see more of the actual city.
Yeah.
Because Gotham kind of a lot of times comes off as this city only exists as a place for crime.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's well, people live here.
I want to see the beauty in Gotham, because
it does not look like a cool place to live.
If I was there, I wouldn't want to live there. Why? Is the rent hella cheap?
Right. And it seems like because we kind of got a peek at it with the stadium, you know what I mean? Where it's okay, there is
shit there.
There's actual
gatherings and
stuff here, entertainment value here.
Right.
And I'd like to see some of that. But I do want to see different crime families, different gangs, things like that, and maybe kind of get an idea of where the world is headed into part 2.
I want to see Clayface
of the Batman.
Just if he's not in it,
he would fit right in, wouldn't he? A shape-shifting clay ball. Just a puddle of clay that can just turn into a man. Do you ever play Arkham City?
No, I played Lego Batman. Same thing.
Yeah, I mean, basically. No, there's a fight in Arkham City where you fight the Joker, and it turns out that he's Clayface. And the Arkham games had detective vision, where you can and if you do it, he doesn't have a skeleton, but everybody else does that you fight. And so you can actually go, oh, there's something off about the Joker. And it's because it's Clayface. Fun fact.
Nerd.
For a fucking 10-year-old game. Motherfucker, we got a trailer for the Continental.
No. Cut it out.
Welcome back to Gas or Pass.
Yeah,
the
that
Continental
trailer
gas
looked so fucking good.
Good.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a 3-part series.
Yes.
Taking place in the 70s. On Peacock. Releases in September.
Hold the P.
I'd like a peacock. Hold the P.
I'd like some cock. That is arguably worse than just saying, I'd like some cock.
Yeah.
I'd like some peacock, hold the P.
Just ordering dick like a drink. Hold the cock. No, hold the hold the pee.
Like my cock shook, not stirred. We're filthy.
Oh, you're a fucking pig. So
Yep.
I did a little bit
Oink oink, you know?
Yeah. Ribbit, you know what I'm saying? Ribbit, what? So after doing a little bit of research, because that's me, I do research.
That's what we do.
I came back with some shocking news.
Wait on me.
Mel Gibson is in this bitch.
In the Continental?
Yeah, he's in the show.
Oh, fuck.
I was like, he wasn't in that trailer at all. They didn't show you a motherfucking peep of him. And probably has something to do with the anti-Semitism. You know, they might be like, "Ooh, maybe we just keep him out of the promotional material," which is hard because it's like, here's a really high-profile celebrity who also is on recording saying some pretty vicious shit, but he said sorry and made some good movies.
He's making History of the World, is it History of the World Part 2?
Are you thinking of Mel Brooks?
Damn it. Yep, I keep getting those two mixed up all the fucking time.
One of the real irony there is Mel Brooks is a Jew.
Yeah. Shit. Yep. Whoops. So Mel Gibson.
You're like just picturing Mel Brooks, the
Merchandising.
97-year-old Jewish comedian.
I literally only think of him as
just in the
yogurt.
Continental. He's like, ugh.
I think of him only as yogurt from Spaceballs.
He's just fighting
May the
samurai.
Schwartz be with ya.
So the series is going to take place in the 70s. It's going to be about 40 years before the events of the John Wick films.
Yeah.
And it's going to follow a young Winston Scott. So I was right. Bitch.
Washing me in my clothes.
Bitch. The official description of the series says, and I quote,
Quoting.
"The 3-part event will explore the origin behind the iconic hotel for assassins, centerpiece of the John Wick universe, through the eyes and actions of young Winston Scott as he's dragged into the hellscape of 1970s New York City to face a past he thought he'd left behind. Winston charts a deadly course through the hotel's mysterious underworld in a harrowing attempt to seize the hotel, where he will eventually take his future throne." So I wonder if maybe like Mel Gibson will play the dude that's running the hotel.
Sure. You think he could be the antagonist?
Yeah, maybe.
I feel like that's... if you make him the antagonist...
If you're gonna cast Mel Gibson in something, make him a bad guy. It's easier for us to believe.
And to watch.
You know, it's a lot easier to watch him be a bad guy than a hero now. You're like...
You either die a hero or watch yourself... Or
live long enough to become the villain. Yeah, he lived long enough to become the villain. But, no, looks pretty good.
No, it does.
I like the 70s vibe. Mm-hmm. And it did sound like, from some of the stuff I was reading, that it is going to be, if not like this is how the Continental was founded, really early on in the Continental's life. Like the Continental's a new hotel.
Which ironically enough, we were just talking about on the John Wick episode.
Yeah.
That we're both more interested in the politics of it.
And like the world.
And I feel like Winston is definitely going to be more of the politics, the rules, understanding like the whys to everything and hows, which I'm very eager for.
Yeah, you're an eager beaver.
Oh, what?
You heard me.
What'd you say about my beaver?
I said you're an eager beaver. The Marvels, baby. They got its first trailer.
Mid.
And it shows what the implications of that Ms. Marvel post-credits scene are.
Yes.
Which is that for some reason, Photon or Monica Rambeau, Ms. Marvel, and Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, their powers are all intertwined somehow. Yes. That when one of them uses their powers, they all three switch places.
Yeah.
Now, it wasn't made clear if there's like a rhyme or reason of like, these two always switch. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I do think that's kind of an interesting concept.
I think it looks cool. Like I said, I know we got to talking. Mm-hmm. When I watched the trailer, I love Photon's character, especially learning about her in WandaVision, how she got her powers. I am excited to see, because technically she's a mutant, right?
So I don't know that they've said that entirely, but Iman Vellani, Kamala Khan is for sure a mutant.
A mutant.
Because to be a mutant, you would have to have something in your genes that was activated. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if that's true of Monica or not, or if it was that her genes were actually, her DNA was changed by the hex, right?
Either
way.
Yeah, her powers seem cool, and I'm excited to see what they end up doing with her character.
When you think about it, they all three have kind of a similar-ish like discovery of their powers, where like Carol was blasted by the Tesseract. Monica fucked around with the Hex, and then Ms. Marvel, she fucked around with the Bengals. And so I wonder if maybe a revelation out of all that will be that they all had something in their DNA.
Yeah.
Right? And maybe the Marvels are all mutants, right? And that those events just brought out whatever was in their DNA. But at this point,
Professor X is going to be in it?
No. I don't think they're going to do the X-Men quite yet.
Patrick Stewart's getting old, man.
Yeah, well, I don't think he'll be the Professor X going forward.
You really don't think so?
Yeah, because he's getting very old. You can't bank on a man who could he could die tomorrow and I wouldn't go, what happened? You know what I mean? If he died tomorrow, I'd be like, well,
That's sad, man.
Yeah.
We are hitting a point in our day where we're going to start, I think here in the foreseeable future, we're going to start seeing a lot of actors and actresses that we know and like are
passing away. Yeah, that happens with the passage of time, unfortunately.
I can't stand them. We got to move. I'll start freaking out.
No, I do think that little quirk of their abilities seems to lend itself to some interesting fight choreography. There, towards the end, we saw Photon and Ms. Marvel.
Oh yeah,
swapping back and forth. They're just flopping around. No, swapping back and forth while they were fighting what looked like Carol Danvers.
Yeah,
which makes me think I'm betting that's a Skrull.
You think so?
Impersonating her. But either way, I do like the idea that as they get better as a team, they use that to their ability, or to their benefit of being able to flip.
They're not
positions.
A team.
No, they were like, we are not a team.
Made it very specific that they're not a team.
And I do recall Kevin Feige being very excited about Kamala Khan in this, that he thinks she's the standout in it, which I could see.
Yeah.
Because she kind of is the, what do you call that? Like the point of view character, I suppose, of like the fish out of water. She's in over her head.
Right.
I like the snippet when she switches places with Carol Danvers, and there's I can't think of the cat's name, but it's actually an alien.
Yeah.
A flurkin, I think is what the alien is called.
The tentacles.
And it's got all the tentacles coming out of the mouth, and she just
screaming,
freaks out, which you would.
Yeah, right? Like, I don't know what the fuck you do. And
I did like that there's a shot in there of like an army of kittens that are presumably all flurkin.
Yeah, just starting to run down the stairs there.
Oh, no.
Oh,
just
fuck.
an army of kittens. But no, I do wonder how long the Skrulls are going to be a fixture. With you figure we've got the Secret Invasion coming out this summer with Do
you think they're going to do it because when does the Marvels come out?
The Marvels comes out in November, so it'll be coming out after the Secret Invasion.
Do you think it's going to be a prequel? Like they're going to throw it off the time? That doesn't seem well.
No, I mean they did it with Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah,
came out after
Endgame.
No, after Infinity War.
Or Infinity.
Because we see the snap at the end of that was like how you go, oh right, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
this is a fun little movie, and then they're like, oh yeah,
it could be.
Maybe do something like that,
or it could be towards the end,
or it's after. It could be
they're fighting
on the tail end. Whatever's happening out in space. They beat them on Earth, and now they're going into space to
fight, eradicate them.
Yeah, that feels a little Final Solution-y. Eradicate them. Whoa,
coming in, stealing our germs. It's pissing me off.
We did get official confirmation from David Zaslav, our favorite CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery.
Yes.
Gun to my head, I wouldn't be able to pick him out of the lineup. I've never seen the man.
No, I don't think I've ever seen a picture.
Same with Bob Iger, of Disney. I'd be like, I know the name.
I've
seen his face.
Photo. Yeah,
I've seen him. But again, gun to my head, I wouldn't be able to pick him out of the lineup.
No.
Show me a bunch of white guys in suits. Fuck, it could be any of them. Does he have hair? I don't know. Is he bald?
Kind of. I think he's
he might be. Yeah, I think he's got the horseshoe. Maybe. I don't know. Or like the skin yarmulke.
The reverse yarmulke.
Yeah, he's got the fleshy yarmulke.
I think he has hair like Peyton Manning, where it's like starting to bald.
Like Peyton Manning. But no, we did get official confirmation from him that there are plans for a live-action Harry Potter series at Max.
Yeah, catch you up right quick. Speaking of Harry Pooter, I just watched. Pull your shit together. I just watched Fantastic Beasts. The first one.
Speaking of Harry Potter. Harry Potter had me fucked up.
No, I still need to see Deathly Hallows Part 2.
You watched Fantastic Beasts?
But I did just watch Fantastic Beasts, and I must say, I thought the first one was pretty good. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was a good film.
Yeah. Were you getting topped during?
No.
No. Because that's the only way that's an enjoyable film.
I liked it.
No, the first one's not bad.
No, I thought the first one was good. I hear the second and third one are...
Never saw the third one. But nobody else did either.
Well,
The second one was not good.
I'll be the judge of that.
Will you? Will you?
Come on, man. Come on, man.
You're Harry Potter. So, no, this reveal did come to us during a presentation for the integration of HBO Max and Discovery Plus where they announced the whole, no, it's just Max. So, Max describes the series thusly. The stories from each of Rowling's Harry Potter books will become a decade-long series produced with the same epic craft, love, and care this global franchise is known for. The series will feature a new cast to lead a new generation of fandom, full of the fantastic detail, much-loved characters, and dramatic locations that Harry Potter fans have loved for over 25 years. Mm-hmm. Which that feels weird, but it's true.
No.
Yeah, they've been around longer than you.
Yeah, I was going to say, I remember we had them on the disc. We had the
DVD.
I think it was, I don't remember. It wasn't all of them, but I think it was like the first 4.
Mm-hmm. So each season will be authentic to the original books and bring Harry Potter and these incredible adventures to new audiences around the world, while the original, classic, and beloved films will remain at the core of the franchise and available to watch globally. Nice. So they're not like the movies aren't going anywhere.
Right. Yeah.
Still like the movies. Yeah. Still watch the movies.
Just a little different.
We're also going to do the series. And that does kind of confirm some of the things that we'd heard of that, like each season would be or each book would be a season, mm-hmm. and that they plan on it taking place. This show is going to last over a decade.
Yeah.
And we're just going to go ahead and plan that out now, which I guess if you're gonna plan ahead, that's fine, right? To set that expectation. And at least there are 7 books. Some of those, I do wonder if they do the 7th book over 2 seasons or split some of them. I don't know.
I could see them making it just like,
or just do what HBO's been doing lately, where make the episodes and the seasons longer, depending on what you need.
Yeah,
right.
Which I don't dislike.
I mean,
you
think of the
very
6th
much.
season of. The 8th season of Game of Thrones, each episode was like at least 90 minutes. Mm-hmm. They were basically movies.
I'm still trying to fucking work on. I'm on the 2nd episode right now.
Like you said it like I thought you were about to say 2nd season. I was going to be like, oh, really? Like I'm on the 2nd episode now.
Yeah, man, I'm trying, man. It's just shit's so fucking long, bro. Like, and I have no motivation to watch it because it's like, I know this is a long ass show. Like, I'm trying to buckle myself in for this investment for an ending that's going to be bad.
Yeah, enjoy the journey, not the destination. Because there's some really good shit.
That's what I keep hearing, and that's why I'm like still trying to watch it.
Yeah, it's a show that I could see myself going. I go, man, do I want to rewatch that? Because like there is some really good shit in there.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the first like 5 seasons for sure have a lot of good like medieval politics and war and things like that. Where it's like, okay, this is really good stuff.
Sex scenes.
Tits.
A whole lot of those in there.
Yeah.
Especially in the first 2 episodes.
Penises, too.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, they're not. They're not. Yeah,
that's an equal opportunity nudity show.
They're inclusive to everybody.
Yeah, everybody sees their genitals. But,
and I want to see everybody's genitals. Like, plain and simple.
We got to get off the genitals.
So, the only genitals I didn't see were the dragons.
The dragons? Just dragon balls flying around.
Oh, my God.
All right, so straighten up. We're still talking about Harry Potter.
Imagine getting fucking clubbed in the head by a dragon's nuts, bro.
Oh, my God. J.K. Rowling... Speaking of genitals, J.K. Rowling is on. J.K. Rowling is on board as an executive producer. So they're just
there. We go.
They're like,
there goes the show.
Yeah, they're like, well, it didn't hurt the game, did it?
I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of people.
Let me put it this way: the game made its money back.
Oh, it definitely did. I will say, I do feel the Harry Potter fan base is very divided now.
Yeah,
of people who are like, yeah, J.K. Rowling's not that cash money.
Not that cool. Not that gravy right now.
Honestly, like, Harry Potter's still true to us. We love Harry Potter.
Yeah, that's the hard part, right?
And then there are people who are like, if you support her art that you're
supporting her.
You're supporting her. So
yeah, that's a hard one.
I like to separate the art from the artist.
Yeah, exactly. So J.K. Rowling is on board as an executive producer. David Heyman, who produced all of the films, is in talks to join the production team.
Okay.
So you got a pretty decent, like, okay, these people already did it once, right? There's still currently a hunt going for a writer and a showrunner, so they're still really early in the stages of planning this thing.
Yeah.
Which makes sense considering was it last week that we talked about this or the week prior?
So. I think it was last week.
I think it was last week. So it's a very early, conversation. But I do like that means that Bloomberg was right.
Yep.
Bloomberg were the ones that were like, this thing's pretty close to a deal. And everybody else was like, no, I'm hearing, was it IGN that had their sources were like, nah, it's in talks, but it's not,
It's not going to happen.
Bloomberg was right. Like, literally days later, they were like, yeah, motherfuckers, we're doing it. Bloomberg's like, yes. Fucking, yeah, that's why you're my guy. That's why you're my source. So, like I said, they're looking for a showrunner, but I can't imagine that Warner Brothers Discovery is, like, taking their time on that. You'd think they'd want to get this thing going.
Yeah.
Since they just had pretty major success in like rejuvenating the series with Hogwarts Legacy. The franchise has been in a little bit of a decline, with the Fantastic Beasts films doing worse and worse, both critically and commercially. Each one made less money than the last and didn't perform with the critics as well as the last film. And so this may be just like what the doctor ordered, Let's get a series, stick with the mainline books. We're going to draw people in. I did like some of the memes that I've seen of like HBO-ifying Harry Potter with tits, ass, and shit blowing up, Are you scared, Potter? It's like, oh, yes, Mr. What was it, like Daddy Draco, Yes, Daddy Draco, I'm very afraid. Like
Ronald Weasley. Leviosa.
Accio bomb.
Accio bomb.
Accio bomb. He's just drinking some ass, That's what he wants brought to him. Some ass. Ronald's a dog. Who knew Ronald Weasley had that dog
in him?
No, I do think this move seems to follow the Max strategy. Of like leaning into the franchises that are tried and true. So like they announced another prequel / spinoff series for the Game of Thrones, as well as another series of some sort coming from the Big Bang Theory, which did, that was it was a, whether you love it or hate it, it was a really successful sitcom.
Yeah. Oh, no, I like the Big Bang Theory. I know their spinoff, Young Sheldon. I don't like it.
Yeah, I haven't watched it. I've only watched the Big Bang Theory. Like
I've seen bits and episodes,
by proxy through my mother. Whenever I come in, she's just like whatever she's got on basic cable, and she's just watching it, slack-jawed and giggling.
What is Garbaggio?
Yeah,
let me show you some art.
Let me show you some art.
On Breaking Bad.
Yep, I put on The Mandalorian. And she's like, so they're kind of like, I was trying to explain the plight of the Mandalorians to my mother, and I said that they were basically like Jew Vikings.
Yeah,
and she was like, oh. And I was like, yeah, they were attempted to be eradicated by the Empire. There's not very many of them left after the fact. They've all been, disenfranchised from their home world. They're scattered. And they have a religious dedication to war. And she's in combat. And she's like, oh, okay. But she is very much so who's that guy? What's his deal? And you're like, all right, pause. All right, so that guy, and it's hard because they're all in different armor, and so you're trying to go like, all right, the big guy with the minigun is friends with this guy.
Right.
The guy in the shiny armor is the main guy.
Din Djarin.
Yeah.
That is Yoda.
That is Baby Yoda. His real name's Grogu.
Grogu.
You can call him Baby Yoda. I'll accept it. That's Bo-Katan. She showed up in the Clone Wars, and she's glassing over on me, and I'm like, I just watched the show. But no, I enjoy it. I'm almost caught up entirely.
I am not.
You are not. You
No.
gotta get caught up. There's some good episodes.
I know.
I've not gotten to the Jack Black cameo yet.
Apparently, the Jack Black cameo is pretty good.
Yeah.
I heard people said they didn't like Lizzo too much in there.
Okay.
But they said
which makes sense of the two of them, just because she's not known as an actress.
As an actress,
whereas Jack Black's done acting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
But apparently, Jack Black does a fairly good job in it. But I hear Lizzo. But
not to say that musicians can't become actors.
No, I mean, look at Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
he was kind of the reverse. He's made music because he was on like improv comedy and shit like that.
Well, that's the thing. He's a comedian. He's a musician.
Music,
Yeah, and an actor.
I'm talking about
he's
like a musician who makes the leap into acting. They're out there, Yeah. Queen Latifah, Ice Cube.
Yeah, Ice Cube's a good one.
Iced tea. Vanilla Ice. Just
Bum, 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 bum.
Anyways, why don't you fucking tell me about Super Mario Brothers?
You got a synopsis for me?
All right, here. So the
So,
story
I
of the
got the
Super Mario Brothers
synopsis.
on their journey through the Mushroom Kingdom.
With the help from Princess Peach, Mario gets ready to square off against the all-powerful Bowser to stop his plans from conquering the world.
A Brooklyn plumber named Mario travels through the Mushroom Kingdom with a princess named Peach and an anthropomorphic mushroom named Toad to find Mario's brother Luigi and to save the world from a ruthless fire-breathing Koopa named Bowser.
Basically the same thing I said.
Yeah, I mean, we're basically in the same. We're in the ballpark there. Fucking the Super Mario Brothers has just made money.
Yeah.
It's made shmoney, actually.
Yeah, 1993 Super Mario Bros. Live action. Gas. Have you seen that?
Oh, yeah.
It's so fucking
It's not
bad.
good.
No,
It
it's
is
so
not good.
bad. The fucking Goomba. Just
Yeah.
a big bulky dude with such a small head.
It's not a good movie.
No.
No, but it has made just buku bucks.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that it passed $700 million worldwide.
Holy
Its second
shit.
weekend here had just under $100 million domestically. And its opening weekend was the largest opening for a animated film, beating out Frozen 2. It made like nearly $300 million worldwide on its opening weekend.
To me,
Mario.
Mario.
All right, give me your thoughts, baby. We're going to do full spoiler. Do we just want to go ahead and rate it?
Yeah, let's go ahead. Just rate it.
All right, how do we rate stuff?
I haven't thought about it. It's been weighing on my mind.
You haven't rated it yet? In your head?
Not in my mind yet. No.
Oh, okay.
So you can be overwhelmed, which means you thoroughly enjoyed the film. It met your surpassed your expectations.
Right.
You can be underwhelmed, which means you didn't like the film, or you're a little bummed out by
Yeah,
it.
it didn't meet your expectations at all.
Or you can always be right in the middle and be
Simply
simply whelmed.
Do we do a 1, 2, 3?
Yeah.
All right. 1,
2, 3. Overwhelmed. I
Yeah.
was pretty overwhelmed with
Yeah.
it. I do think this one more so than Uncharted. My expectations were so low for it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's a great film,
No, but it was a.
but I think it was like all right, I'll swallow my words a little bit. Like,
I think
it wasn't as bad as
I think it did what a kids movie should do. Maybe not as successfully as some of like Pixar or something like that, but I had fun watching it.
Yeah.
You know, it had minimal cringe for me. You know, and some of the kids movies can lean really heavy into
Yeah.
like, okay, that's really cringy.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, we were in a theater of families. You know, it was a
Yeah,
a
you're
busy
fucking
theater. We
telling
saw
me
that.
there's kids fucking screaming behind us.
I know they were not screaming.
Dude, damn near.
No,
You turned around and yelled at them to put a muzzle on them.
You better shake that baby or I will. No,
Oh my god. Put a muzzle on it.
shake that baby or I will. Do not shake your kids.
Shake and bake, Kyle. Shake and bake.
No, I did turn around and yell at a lady that.
To put a muzzle on her child.
Yeah, I said-
Because they wouldn't quit fucking barking.
I went, shut that baby up. No, I didn't. I have done that, not stand up and point, but at Spider-Man, No Way Home. I went and saw it 3 times in theater. And when I went with my mother and sister and my wife, Morgan, there was a child down a few rows in front of us, like an infant, that, has no business being at a movie. Right. You know what I mean? Especially a 3-hour-long Marvel film.
My honest hot take real quick, babies don't belong in movie theaters. They get those things rumbling so
Right,
hard,
well, it's
man.
not a hot take. That's not a hot take at all.
Okay, then why do people do it?
They're trashy. They don't want to. They're selfish. They don't want to spring for a babysitter, and they don't want to be. They don't want to have to make a sacrifice in parenthood of. Well, I want to go see that. Well, you have a babysitter? No, tough titties, and I guess you'll see it on disc.
Yeah.
See it on streaming. They don't want to make that sacrifice, so they go and fuck up other people's day at the theater.
Bingo.
So either all of that to say, there's a baby that's crying,
Why
and
not
my
crying?
and my mom and I are cut from the same cloth. My mom's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" You know, and my wife and my sister are looking at us like, "Stop." Well, the baby starts crying again, like as the movie's starting, and I went, "Shut that baby up!" I just yelled forward. Do you remember that, Morgan? Yes. And my sister's like, "Colin, stop it!" And I'm like, "What?" And they literally left.
You're a monster.
They left. No, fuck them. They left.
You're
Good.
evil.
They're not going to ruin my movie that I paid money for just because they can't be fucked to get a babysitter.
I do remember when we left Uncharted. I think that was like the first time I've ever
Left a noisy theater.
left a theater over noise.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was bad. But All that to say, honestly, for it being a theater of children, we really didn't have a bad crowd. Yeah, I mean,
there were a couple kids that got
there's
loud.
a couple kids that got noisy, but again, we're there for a kids movie, and I'm sure it was mostly excitement.
Sure.
You know, I mean, it never sounded like this kid's back there having a conversation because he lost interest.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's,
My tooth fell out.
yeah.
I'm not joking.
I'm not joking. No, so it did what it was supposed to. The kids sounded like they had fun. And when the movie ended, there was a lot of little kid applause.
Yeah,
You
there
know,
was
the
a lot
kids
of
clapped.
applause.
That was kind of cute, sweet. But and then when we were leaving, I could hear parents like asking the kids, like, you know, what'd you think of Bowser? And he's like, oh man, Bowser, you know, and like they had a good time.
Yeah.
So it did what it was supposed to, as
Right.
far as it met the general audience. We obviously were still entertained because we were overwhelmed by it. You know, I think it did what it was supposed to do. Mm-hmm. You want to give like more in-depth thought on like plot, characters, things like that?
Yeah. So I feel like the first thing we're going to have to address, because this
the voice.
because that's the one thing the most
We're
anticipated
concerned about.
thing.
Yeah.
And you and I both kind of came to the conclusion of,
It really wasn't as distracting as I thought it was going to be.
no, they made the commercial,
That's the first interaction you had with Mario.
and he has that
and he
voice.
has the, yeah, it's me, you're Mario, you know. And I think I told you when we got out that like it did a really good job of going like, yeah, that would be obnoxious.
Yeah, that
like
would've
if
been
that
very
was the
annoying.
whole movie, I wouldn't have been able to watch this movie.
They gave him
He had like a Brooklyn,
a slight Brooklyn accent.
yeah, like a Brooklyn Italian, you know, which I think,
It's fine.
it fit. And we got to see that they had like an Italian American family, you know.
Ooh, I got something I want to talk about that
Yeah.
I just thought of
Yeah, go ahead.
later.
No, go ahead.
Well, okay, speaking of the family, there's a scene in the movie where, you know, so the whole premise is Mario and Luigi
Are real world plumbers.
are real world plumbers, and they just started up their own business, and they put all of their their savings
their life savings.
into this one commercial to try to drive business.
Yeah.
And the commercial's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, it's a good. Yeah.
But then when they come home, you know, their family's kind of giving them shit and giving them a hard time about it. But you see them take off their gloves. And that's the first time you see Mario without gloves. And that made me very uncomfortable. I was not okay with
man's
that.
got fingies.
I audibly went, oh.
I thought you were doing it about his hat, and I was like, he throws it in Odyssey.
No. Yeah, the hat's totally fine. But
Yeah.
it's the gloves that...
Yeah, which is funny because I didn't even pay attention to it.
Ooh, oh, yeah. But as far as for, like, plot...
The dad was fucking vicious, wasn't he?
Yeah, he looked like a cat.
No, and he was just mean. What he said
that
to Mario,
too. Yeah.
of like, you know, basically you're a fucking loser and a failure, and the worst part is you're taking your brother down with you.
Taking your brother down with you.
I was like,
yeah, and then he
Whoa.
gets up and leaves because he's just like, I lost
all
my
right.
appetite.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'm just gonna go sit in my room.
And then he's like,
And he
what did I
plays the
say?
yeah, and Dad's like, whoa, you know. And then he goes and he plays like the NES.
Yeah, they're playing. He was. Oh shit! It was a.
I don't remember which game
It was a Nintendo game. I know. Like,
Was it
obviously.
was it Block Breaker, or what's that called, Breakthrough, when you're trying to break all the blocks?
Something like that. I can't remember.
I don't remember, but yeah, he was playing a Nintendo, and Luigi was sweet and came and brought him his dinner.
Yeah, brought him his dinner and said like, don't listen to
don't
him. You're
listen
not
to him.
taking me down. And then that's when they get their first
Like,
call.
well, no, they have their first call before dinner. The thing that inspires them while they're having dinner is that there's a water main break in downtown Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh shit, well, this is it. We're gonna go be the heroes of Brooklyn. But yeah, their
Because
first
that
call
first call.
did not go well.
No. It was this really fancy house, and they were
upscale
like,
townhouse, yeah.
they're like, beautiful. This is going to be our big break. We're going to make all this money back.
And it's a simple fix.
And they did fix it. Yeah,
Yeah.
You know, they fixed
It's
it.
just a leaky pipe under the sink in the bathroom.
And then they had a dog that tried to attack Luigi. And the dog,
It gets so bad so fast.
they end up breaking the sink, the
toilet, the floor.
The dog flies out the window, and Mario has to jump out to try to fucking save the dog.
And like a plunger to its ass to pull it back in.
And this dog's just like,
Yeah, it's just
all over
savage.
fucking Luigi.
Because Luigi stepped on his bone.
Yeah, and broke it.
I did think there was quite a bit of like, I laughed quite a few times.
There's some good adult humor
Yeah.
that they're able to throw in there. They said hell and damn a couple of times.
Did they?
I know they said hell, but I was fairly certain they said damn.
I don't remember either of those. I felt like it was a pretty G movie. I'm sure they had to make it PG for like
Sure.
violence, maybe.
I'm fairly. I may be wrong, but I was fairly positive that they said hell in it and damn. Not like a whole bunch. I think like once for each.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. But
Yeah, they find this, Brooklyn's flooded and stuff like that, so they
go down into the sewers and try and find the break.
Yeah.
And they discover one of the portal pipes.
Yeah. And they get ported.
Sucked into the Mushroom Kingdom.
And, well, first Luigi gets sucked into it.
Yeah.
And then Mario's like, I'm missing out on that action. I want to get sucked. So he hops in that thing.
Trying to get some sewer suck action, Who ain't?
Liars.
Yeah.
So he goes in there trying to look for his brother, and then finally they kind of meet up while they're all flying down there, and then they get separated.
Yeah.
And
Luigi gets sent to not a great place.
Hell.
Yeah.
Damn near, bro.
Yeah.
I think he got sent to Bowser's castle.
Yeah, you got to like the Darklands.
Yeah.
And it was like, ooh. Whoa. Well, I don't think it was Bowser's castle.
It had the flag.
Yeah, so maybe, because he was on his ship. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I was like, now where is everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really thought they were going to be doing a stretch of Luigi's Mansion. Which I would have loved. Yeah. I would have loved that.
But I think Luigi's got to get his nerve, because he's still a coward in Luigi's Mansion, of like being afraid.
Yeah.
Right? But he's got to be brave enough to at least go in, right?
Because by the end of Luigi's Mansion, he's not.
Right.
He gets his.
And so in this, he kind of is like, he gets more confident. So now I think he'd be confident to go in alone, but he'd still be scared.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I could see that being of Mario's doing his thing, saving Peach. Mm-hmm. And then Luigi's like, well, fuck, I still got to make money, so I got to get that. I'm trying to get my money up, not my funny up. And so he's like, all right, well, I'll just go check out these haunted places, I guess.
I'll go be a Ghostbuster on the side. As you do.
As one does. No, but then, so yeah, Luigi and Mario get separated. Toad finds Mario, who
Keegan-Michael Key voices Toad.
Which I couldn't tell.
No,
Like, I thought he did a pretty good job voice acting for that.
Yeah, and I'm sure they,
probably did some digital stuff to it.
Yeah, because his voice is pretty high-pitched.
But then, I'm not going to lie, that part...
That part was kind of slow.
Slow, yeah. It was very, like...
Okay,
you don't need to explain it anymore. Like, kind of pick up the pace.
Yeah.
Because as soon as they got to Mushroom Kingdom, it was cool. It was cool to see how they have it with the city and like floating blocks and like, okay, that's how they incorporate it into their like,
and like to see the
city aspect of it, of like how the people actually live, right? Because we're never seeing life there. We're just playing as Mario running around.
Yeah. And like, why is everything an obstacle course?
Right.
Like, that's just life around here.
Yeah, it's just life around here. And like everyone's so used to it and just good at it.
Yeah. Which is like Peach. She was raised there. And she is really good at all they made her much more capable.
Yes.
Which I think it's a good thing to do. Of like, which she was not the damsel in distress in this. It was Luigi.
Yeah, it was Luigi.
To an extent.
To an extent. I think Peach was still the damsel in distress to the extent of she was capable. Like, she'd be able to beat the shit out of somebody, no problem. But she also did have to make the decision of what's best for her people.
Right. And so she wasn't the damsel in distress. She was
just in distress.
Yeah. Well, because like the damsel in distress is, oh no, Mario, save me.
Help me, Sheriff.
And it wasn't. It was her going, I have to save my kingdom.
And she was fully committed to it and like, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
But she did have a plan to try to take Bowser out, which we'll talk about later. We've jumped so hard.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
All right.
I mean, it's the Mario movie. We're not...
That's true.
And we really haven't. You were talking about the very end. You were the one that was getting ready to jump.
I know. I'm saying that I did jump very far into it.
We're still talking about just that Luigi's the damsel in distress. Peach is like, yeah, we got to do this thing.
And then fucking...
her GP is, let's go get the Kong army.
Yeah. Yeah, she comes up and she's like, all right, listen... We're going to go talk to the Kongs and be like...
We're going to go to the Jungle Kingdom.
Yeah.
And get the Kongs.
And we're going to win this thing, because if not, then we all lost, because Bowser's got the star, because he went to the ice place and basically just melted him down.
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
Yeah.
Like, you and I both, there was a few times where we were like, oh my God.
Holy shit.
Like, Bowser just melted their home.
Yeah.
And imprisoned everybody.
Yep.
And then was like, nice, that's mine.
Thanks for the star.
Yeah. Thanks for the star getting the jail,
But then, and then from there, Peach, Mario is introduced to Peach by Toad, because, he's trying to look for Luigi.
Yeah.
And then Peach kind of explains, like, oh, he's in the Darklands, because when Mario was explaining to Toad that they broke off in the pipes.
Yeah, and he says he went to some place that's like flame, fiery and had lava.
And he's like,
Toad's
you went to the Darklands.
Yeah, your brother's probably dead.
So they're all there, and Peach is like, all right, we got to stop Bowser anyway. So if you want to save your brother, help me stop Bowser.
Yeah, we've got
but we gotta train you first.
Yeah.
And we gotta make you do this obstacle course.
Yeah.
And Mario sucks ass at it.
Yeah, he's not good.
Doesn't complete it.
No, he never does.
He never does, which was a little like uncomfortable. Like I was like, like that's you always finish it. But bingo.
But I feel like that probably could have been a reference to the
Rage
first
quitting?
Mario, which was not easy.
You know what reference I fucking loved is when Mario first got to the castle and the Toads are guarding
Yeah,
it, and they're like, "Yeah, she's not here.
She's in another castle.
She's in another castle."
You know?
And he's like elbowing him, like, "Good one."
Good, yeah,
He's
fucking
like,
got him.
That had me laughing harder than it should have.
Yeah.
I loved that part.
The one that had Morgan and I giggling was the I don't know what it's called, but the like star bright thing in Bowser's dungeon
Yeah,
that had been there too long
yeah,
and has just gone
super
mad.
depressive.
Yeah, but like euphoric.
Yeah, optimistic about death.
Yeah, it's like, you know, the only thing we have to count on is the sweet release of death. Yeah, you know,
Time, just like hope, are
is
not
an
real.
illusion. Yeah.
It is an illusion.
and you're like,
What the fuck?
whoa. And when new prisoners show up and he or she is like, more meat for the grinder, you know, and they're like, Jesus, who's this guy?
Whoa.
You know? Woof. How long has he been here? Yeah, that's his time. Just like hope is an illusion. Like, oh my God. And like at the end there, when they're going to get dunked in the lava and he's like, oh, finally, you know,
Finally, a sweet relief.
and you're like, oh my God.
He wanted this.
Yeah, he was ready to die.
But so,
They go to Jungle Kingdom.
yeah, they go to Jungle Kingdom to find Donkey Kong, Cranky Kong, all the Kongs.
Yeah, Diddy Kong makes an appearance.
Titty Kong.
Nope. We do meet a fucking I don't know, like he an 80s ape.
Yeah, which was I thought I may be I'm correct.
Yeah.
A reference because you know obviously the Jungle Kingdom, they are the one who incorporate the Mario karts.
Yeah.
You know, they're the ones that big on transportation.
Yeah.
But the 80s monkey,
You got Diddy Kong racing and
yeah, but the 80s ape who is greeted and you know they're
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like we're looking for
yeah.
you know Cranky.
Yeah, take us to your king.
He has what looks like an old kart style, which I thought was a reference to the 80s Mario Kart.
Could be.
Because they had the back seat on it from where
Yeah.
two people could sit on it.
Yeah.
And then they popped out the little one for Toad.
And Morgan actually gave me a scoop. The song "Take on Me" by Aha plays while he's driving them to the castle. That apparently was the song that was like #1 in the charts when Super Mario is released.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I
And
didn't
so
know
that's
that.
why they picked that song.
That's a good choice then.
Yeah, and it fit with like
Yeah.
the scene. But you and I got to giggle because the ape that's driving like just shotguns a banana,
a
and
road
eats
pop.
the peel behind him and just wrecks somebody who goes careening into like a stand and
And then
explodes.
blows up,
And I
yeah.
leaned over to you and I went, "They fucking killed that guy."
And then like he just had such a
Nonchalantly, yeah, just
shrugs it off.
yeah. He's just driving. We're like, "Whoa."
Brick killed a guy.
Brick killed a guy, yeah. I just leaned over like, they fucking killed that guy.
And then they drop him off. They drop Mario, Peach, and Toad off there, and then he just scoots on
Fucks
off.
off. Yeah, he just fucks off. And Cranky Kong is played by Fred Armisen.
Yeah. Yes.
And his voice, all I could think of was from Documentary Now when he plays the old lady with Bill Hader. He's like, "Oh, you got lima bean. You got roof in my lima
beans.
You know, fucking, what's that called? Not Shady Pines, but whatever it is. Gray Gardens.
Yeah.
That was good.
That was really good.
But yeah, I liked Cranky Kong.
Yeah, so Cranky Kong's like, Peach is like, listen, baby, we need your army, because if not, we're all going to die. And Cranky's like, well, we got a pretty fucking dope army. We really don't care.
Yeah, we don't need you.
Right, you need us.
Yeah.
And so they're like, we'll do anything. And Mario's like, we're getting my brother, so we're not fucking leaving here until we take your army with us. And he's like, well, how
Cranky
about
Kong's
this?
like, oh, by the by, you can
You
go ahead
fight
and
my
just
son.
fist fight my son.
Yeah. And Mario's like, no problem.
Yeah. And Peach is like, are you fucking stupid, guy?
Yeah.
Like, he'll kill you.
And we enter Donkey Kong.
Yeah, an arena. Yeah.
Who is played by Seth Rogen, who I thought killed that role.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know. Seth Rogen doesn't really play the douche type in a lot of characters. I mean, he's kind of known to play the stoner, but then there's a couple other roles that are like, in Pineapple Express, for example, he is a
He's
stoner.
the more responsible.
But yeah,
stoner.
there is a deep character, underneath him.
And then he plays Steve Wozniak in
Yes.
Steve Jobs. And that's a good
And that's
good
a
role.
very serious role that
Yeah.
I imagine the scene where he comes in and is just
he's
yelling at him.
berating Steve Jobs. Yeah.
But so that was a really good scene to, introduce him into of the arena.
Yeah.
And at first, Mario was getting his ass clapped.
Yeah.
Like hard.
I did like that they incorporated power-ups.
Yes.
Where, because Mario is just a regular ass dude.
Yeah, he's just a
He's
normal
just
guy.
a plumber from Brooklyn.
From Brooklyn.
And he has to get power-ups to be on equal footing with a lot of the people that he's facing.
Mm-hmm.
And so, there's power-ups spread out across. And so they do kind of incorporate gameplay of Mario in a sense of like, I've got to try and get to the power-ups to be better.
Yeah.
And they gave him like a weird Indiana Jones thing where instead of snakes, he doesn't like mushrooms.
Yeah.
And so he has to eat the mushrooms to get the power-ups.
Yeah, and he fucking hates it.
Yeah.
He's gagging on it.
And like the first one he takes is the blue mushroom, so he shrinks.
Yeah, he gets real small.
Yeah, doesn't pan out for him.
And then he gets his ass whooped, and then he ends up getting the...
He almost gets the fire flower.
Yeah, but
and then
Donkey Kong blows it out, and then he finally gets the cat.
The fucking cat suit, yeah.
But then beats the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And then he ends up winning, and Cranky's like, all right, fine.
And then there's just a Mad Max-esque...
just
like hard.
Customizing the cars. And
customizing out their carts, and then they all get off on the road, and it's just it's a band of it is definitely, if it's not an intentional reference, it was influenced by some of the aerial shots from Mad Max. Oh yeah, I got to giggle out of it.
Because obviously it's a little gag, it's funny.
But then it actually does turn into a pretty good like action scene.
Yeah, because Bowser finds out, we
never did find out who his like spy was, did we? Like where he keeps getting his information from.
He got his information from the wizard guy because they said that they found him in there, and this is what they're doing. They're going to be taking the back roads, and he goes, "Oh, they're trying to pull a surprise on me because it's just the wizard guy."
Yeah, but how's the wizard dude getting the scoop, getting the 411?
He can fly, right? I mean, he's magical.
Yeah,
that's the whole point. He's got the broom. He's flying.
You can hit the old power, magic mirror on the wall,
But during that time frame where we see Mario have this training montage, getting with Donkey Kong, Bowser sings a fucking song.
Yeah, he lays down a power ballad,
which
is currently in the top 100 Billboard.
Currently in my Spotify saved.
Yeah,
it's such a good song.
Just called Peaches.
Just Peaches,
and it's a banger.
And yet, like it.
It's got me in a chokehold.
It's got a hook.
Yeah.
Like, and I cried.
Yeah.
I came.
No.
No.
No, you didn't. For legal reasons, you did not.
Correct. Yes, I understand why you're saying this now. When I got home.
Well, you can imagine if I did.
Oh, shit. No, but... So, yeah, Bowser ambushes everything, and they're all fucking the shit. And I thought there was a Last of Us reference with that last cart because it's real fucking big and it's got the shield up on top.
Yeah,
and I was like, is that a...
But it couldn't have been.
No.
Just from timing.
The game's been out, so...
That's fair, but I mean, that wasn't like
That's
unique
a far
idea.
stretch, yeah. But, so yeah, they're all... Basically,
It honestly felt more... Still Mad Maxy of like the sledge on the front has teeth on it, and
but honestly, like as important as the Kong army was, they were wiped out really quick. Not like killed, but they like they
playing field.
Yeah, they are driving on Rainbow Road because that's the shortcut, and the road gets broken off.
Yeah, and they all get picked up and sent to the dungeon.
But Mario gets fucking
he and Donkey Kong.
Yeah, well, he ends up. Mario's cart gets blown up, and you see him start jumping on other carts, which was a cool, you never thought about that.
Yeah.
And then
we do see him use a green shell.
No, he didn't use a green shell.
Yeah, he has it up under his arm and he throws it into the wheels.
Oh, that's right, he does. Yeah, because that's how he blocks it, and then that's how he gets out. I thought you meant like throwing one, because there was a green shell that was thrown by one of the Koopa Troopas. That took a bunch of the Kong army out. And then they end up getting away, and then at the very end...
The bridge blows out, and they
bridge blows out, and the guy who was driving the big tank was a blue shell, and Peach and Toad are able to get out of there, but Donkey Kong and Mario fall off Rainbow Road into the ocean.
And they get swallowed up.
By a big ol'
eel,
which you've seen him in the games. I know at
Yeah.
least the Wii version.
yeah.
But then Donkey finds out that Donkey Kong's cart is still in there, and they're able
Yeah,
to use one of the
One
rockets
of the
to
rockets on it to get the fuck out of there.
get the hell out of there.
Make
And then
like a tree and get out of there, you know?
at that point, that's when Bowser finds Peach, and he's like,
He's been practicing
my
his
God.
proposal.
that one part made me cringe in the best way possible because it's just Bowser, and he's trying to flirt with
Being
Peach.
a loser, yeah.
And he's like, love really gets a guy out of his shell. And then, like, it doesn't work.
And I like that he looks at the wizard and is like, oh, told you that one would work. And the wizard's like, no, you're doing good.
killing
You're
it, bro.
killing it,
Yeah,
man. Keep going, keep
she's
going.
loving it.
You're in like Flynn, dude.
And he's, like, slicking his hair
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
Really makes a guy get
cut
out of
his
his shell.
shell.
As soon as I heard that, I was like, oh, that fucking sucks. And then...
It gets kind of, ooh, this is like a little sexually assaulty.
Yeah, because he basically says, like, you're going to be my wife, and if not...
I'll destroy your kingdom.
Yeah, I'll fucking kill you.
I'll kill everybody that you love. And she's like, well, I guess I'll marry you.
Which, also, Peach riding this fucking...
Motorbike?
had me audibly lean in my seat and my eyes went open. They made her dummy thick on fucking purpose.
She really was not that thick. I think you were just down dead. You were
Nah.
you were thirsty.
Well, it's Anya Taylor-Joy's voice, so
Yeah,
she
so-
is the one.
You gotta get a fucking grip, dude. I'm like, oh, I got a grip.
Yeah, don't you worry about the gripping.
So yeah, he does. He basically
Like
just
a fucking stress ball, dude.
the little guy with the ears that pop out the side when you squeeze it. But
Fucking balls are purple, bro. I'm
Yeah.
squeezing so hard.
anyways, when so he does. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna kill everybody you love if you don't marry me.
She's like, well,
And she's like, yeah, she's like, all right, I guess I'll marry you. And you and I looked at each other and we were like, ooh, like the implication
yeah, there
was
was,
so uncomfortable.
and it was a good, like, kids wouldn't understand it, but like,
For the adults, that's a
yeah,
she's
there
not a
is
great situation. And we really we were half joking, but we were not far off. So she's getting ready for the ceremony, and she's in her dress and all that. And Toad brings her a bouquet, and he's like, you can't get married without your bouquet. And she like looks at it and is like, this is perfect.
Yeah.
And I looked at you and I was like, she
It's
just
a
got a
knife.
knife in there.
She goes to
just
stab him in the
Game
jugular.
of Thrones style, just stabs him in the fucking neck at the altar. Just
But it turns out to be
she has a fire flower in there.
No,
Or
it's an ice flower.
Yeah.
And because we jumped a little bit, they put all the Kong army into cages, and then they brought the cages over to a lava pit that Bowser was going to sacrifice
Every single prisoner that he has.
in the name of Peach.
Yeah. Which, read the room, my guy.
Yes,
She's not there for
she'd
that.
want that.
And Donkey Kong and Mario are coming, trying
Yeah.
to get there.
Yeah,
At
so
the same time as Peach is
getting
saving the day.
married. And when they do, they arrive on top of the machine that's lowering the cages into the lava that all the prisoners are in. And Donkey Kong. So the whole thing is Donkey Kong is trying to have this redemption arc of feeling like
He's doing right by his father.
right. He
'Cause
feels like
he's
all he's done is
Embarrass his dad.
He's an arena guy,
Yeah.
right? He's just for show.
Yeah.
And so now he's trying to have this redemption and save everyone, which he does.
Yeah.
But Luigi, his cage started melting and he was holding on to the top.
Yeah.
And then, he falls down and Mario is able to save him just in the last second. And that's where we see Bowser. And
Oh, yeah, because Mario does get a Tanuki suit.
yeah, the raccoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Luigi's like, well, thanks, Mario. Why do you look like a bear?
Yeah. What are you? Yeah. Charlie Day did a really good job. I think the whole voice cast honestly did a really good job.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't think it was too bad. I like Charlie Day as
Luigi.
Also, he was in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and there he's in Philly, so he has
Yeah.
a little rougher,
Little
city,
something, yeah.
accent. So I feel like he did that perfectly fine.
Yeah. And even Chris Pratt, like we said, didn't take us out of it. I was never distracted.
Mario. It's not the voice.
Which it was not the voice.
Kind of.
Yeah, but not.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, he did the Brooklyn accent. It wasn't him going, Chris Pratt. It's a me, Mario.
Hello, Mario. But no, and then Bowser
Starts to lower all the people in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anya Taylor-Joy, or Princess Peach,
freezes his
him up.
ass.
And he, through sheer power of will, gets his head out of the...
Yeah, and he's able to breathe some fur, and melt everything down, and then they get sent back to.
Well, so he hollers out, basically, fire the bullet bill.
Oh,
it's a nuke. He's gonna nuke the Mushroom Kingdom, and we were like, "Oh fuck!" And Mario plays Iron Man, and like
just sends it
tries to intercept the missile.
Pokes it in the fucking eye.
Yeah, and pisses it off, so it chases
Starts chasing him,
and and he sends it back through the portal pipe.
I'm not gonna lie. So there is that when all that was happening, Peach did declare them to evacuate the city and send them to the Mushroom Forest. And Mario was sending that nuke to the Mushroom Forest. And for a split second, I was like, are they really gonna... Are these toads gonna die or something gonna happen?
Yeah.
But that was not the case. And then, they send it to the pipe.
Portal.
And it blows up, but it's, creates a weird vortex and sucks everybody in, sending them back to the real world.
Yeah, sends basically a lot of the Mushroom Kingdom into the real world Brooklyn.
Including Bowser, Peach, Toad, and Luigi, and Mario.
And Donkey Kong.
And
basically the main crew.
And that's where they start to, fight it out and everything like that.
Mario gets really roughed up by Bowser.
Yeah, he gets the shit beat out of him.
He's got an eye swollen shut and is like holding
They did everything they could to not show blood, but make it as gory as possible.
Yeah, give you the implication of like, he's been beat up.
Yeah.
He's got a bruise on his cheek, his eyes kind of squinted shut, and he's holding his shoulder like it got dislocated.
And that one scene where he throws him, right, and he falls into the building, and, he's laying there, and, he's telling him, like, Bowser's like, come find me, you're weak and everything. Yeah, he's holding his shoulder, and he's just, like, slowly breathing. You can tell, like, this man's fighting to stay conscious.
Yeah, he's not well.
He's not doing good.
And he has a nice little, like, rally when he sees the commercial of he and his brother, and, that they're going to save Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, I got to get out there.
I got to do this, And he goes out there.
He gets out there, and there's a hard camera cut to Donkey Kong down on his hands and knees getting beat by Bowser. And you and I both went,
whoa. So,
the superstar.
Bowser ends up losing the superstar, and it fumbles out, and Mario and Luigi are like,
Peach is like, Mario, get the star.
Yeah, get that fucking star, and you got it. And so
Mario's running for it, and Bowser starts to blow fire at him, and he trips. He's not going to make it.
Yeah.
And Luigi lifts the manhole cover and is like taking the heat, literally.
Literally, because it starts to melt through and starts to bend it, and then they pull, Mario pulls Luigi's hand, and they fly together and get the star.
Grab the star, so they're invincible.
Yeah, and they just fuck him
just give
up.
him the business. And then force feed him a blue mushroom.
They force drug him.
Force a mushroom in his mouth. A mushroom. The blue one. They forced it into his mouth.
What do they force into his mouth?
A mushroom head. No. They force feed him a blue mushroom, so he shrinks, and they put him in just a jar.
Yeah. And then
he makes
basically
the joke to Peach, because earlier he says something about that turtle's in his world.
If she ever goes to Brooklyn,
he'll buy her a pet turtle.
Buy her a turtle.
He's like, there you go.
He does.
Told you to get you a pet turtle.
And real slick. He's got the Rizzler, and
middle name. What's his last name?
It has been confirmed that their last name is Mario.
So he's just Mario.
Mario, and then Luigi's is Luigi Mario. It has been
that is the Mario brothers.
They're the Mario brothers. That has been confirmed.
Rock on.
Which is stupid, I think, but I guess it's fine for marketing reasons.
Yeah, Mario couldn't have been like Luca. No, it's too. Anyways.
And then the movie ends with they don't stay in that world.
No, they go back.
They go back to the Mushroom Kingdom. So that sounds like they are plumbers.
Yep, in the Mushroom Kingdom.
In the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Understand. Explains how they're there,
how they get there. Right? Yeah.
And then it also shows, or kind of vaguely explains that Peach is not from there, but all she remembers is arriving there. I'm curious if they're going to make a second one.
Yeah.
There's some things where they leave it open.
If they weren't gonna, they are now.
Yeah.
It's made almost $1 billion. In 2 weeks.
Fuck, man. You get Jack Black to come back in there and make another song like that, I'll be there.
Yeah.
Like in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Jack Black wants... I saw a headline when I was looking for news today that he wants a sequel to have Waluigi in it, and he wants Pedro Pascal to play Waluigi.
Oh my god. Who would play Wario?
I don't know. Danny DeVito.
Stop it. We gotta make some calls after this.
Yeah. Hey, Nintendo.
You actually, though? Thinking on it?
Yeah.
That wouldn't be bad.
Just get Mel Gibson. I meant Mel Brooks.
Okay. I was like, But then yeah, that was
Mario.
That was about it.
Yeah.
I'm probably missing
Overwhelming.
that. Yeah, it was a good movie. Yeah. It was good. It was funny. The soundtrack was pretty good. The soundtrack I could definitely tell was more for adults.
Well, and like we kind of talked about, Mario as a property is in that nice, unique area of it's been out for 40 years.
Yeah, there was a bunch of like Easter eggs to the old games.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go through and name them all.
No. Yeah,
just because that's way too fucking much work. But I did notice them, especially with the one I wanted to point out at least was the antique shop that they had there. As they were passing, you saw all of them there. In the back corner, they had the coin of the 16-bit Yoshi. Yeah, and I really liked that.
And there was the guy in that. Every time they were like, we can't just do that silly voice. And there's the guy that's like, Mamma Mia.
Oh, yeah.
And he's doing the Mario voice. I almost wonder if that isn't the guy that did.
For a second, I thought he was, because they probably got a lot of backlash from like, we at least got to have this guy in here, you know?
And then his outfit is supposed to be like the very first Mario in like when he's going up to fight Donkey Kong.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so I think he was a reference to that of like very original Mario. But yeah.
But good shit.
Yeah.
But I know you said that you wanted to pull everything up for Barry, so...
there's not much to pull up. We're just going to talk about Barry real quick.
We have been running on. I'm probably not going to do a cryptid this week, and I'll just double down next week.
This will be what you're thinking about.
Yeah.
What we've been thinking about. We'll just do a quick abridged, because we can do a wrap-up at the end. Mm-hmm. What we've been thinking about is Barry. Barry season 4. Mm-hmm. First 2 episodes came out. We kind of talked about it. We understand why they did the first 2 episodes together.
It was needed.
The first episode was good, but doesn't give you the...
Like, it's an introduction.
Yeah, it doesn't give you necessarily like the conflict of the season, I suppose.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, okay, there has been some time that's passed. Here is where everyone is at right now. And the second episode was, here's the conflict now that you're caught up.
Yeah, because the third episode the third season definitely ends on a
what the now? Fuck, yeah.
And so then season 4 does a good job of going, so remember, this is what happened. Mm-hmm. Here's all the fallout of that, right? And here's how everybody's handling it.
Everything's starting to come untied.
Yeah, especially Barry. Like, Barry is not mentally well.
He ain't good, man.
No. Like, he's very broken mentally. To the point of, like, hallucinating.
It's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Because you want Barry to be...
Yeah, he's the protagonist. It's challenging you in the same way as, like, a Breaking Bad does, as far as, like, you start off rooting for the guy, and then by the end, you're like, I don't know how I can root for this guy. You know?
Yeah, like, it's just been so... bad.
Yeah, because he's not a good guy now. Mm-mm. And it does beg that question of, has he ever been, right?
Yeah, once a bad guy, always a bad. And that's kind of what we were talking about when it came to
Gene,
Sally, Barry, Hank, Fuchs, like all the characters in it. I mean, we're starting to see
them.
Nobody's
slip
really
back into old habits,
especially with Gene.
Yeah. I feel like we shouldn't probably do spoilers, so we should keep it vague, like we are.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we spoiled anything yet, but I think we should keep it vague.
Okay.
Because since it's still like,
I won't talk about.
It's only been out for,
but
when this releases, 3 days.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But yeah, it was so good.
It's done a good job of like you were starting to make the point there of all of them are
everyone's slipping back into where they were at the beginning.
Can you really change?
Yeah, and that was I remember just right after that second episode, the biggest thing of Leica. Holy shit! Fuck. I feel like I've made we've invested so much time into this that we're growing with the characters of all of their growth, and now suddenly it's just like, why?
And the show is doing a good job. It always has, and we kind of talked about this last week, I think, or maybe the week prior. How we had both seen the TikTok about the Matt Stone and Trey Parker talking about how they write South Park.
Yeah,
and that it is. This happens, therefore that happens, as opposed to this happens and then this happens,
and then this happens.
And I told you that Bill Hader actually wrote on South Park, so I'm sure that's where he picked up some of his writing technique, and it shows in this, in Barry, because the show does a really good job of like, well, and then that, or therefore this, right? Because like, especially the little stinger at the end of episode 2, you and I both kind of like, went, fuck. Well, but I went, yep.
It made sense of like, it was it's
not a turn that you necessarily want to see happen, but it makes sense.
What happened at the end of season 2, I think really, or the end of the end of episode 2, really was the final unlock of the key that's going to open up the door.
The rest of the season.
Yeah, everything. This is how everything's going to fall.
All going to blow up.
Yeah, it's because of that event right there that happened.
I do think that's what it's headed towards. Is everything's going to fall apart.
Yeah.
It has to.
Yeah. But yeah,
it's too messy for it to not blow up.
It's just so good, and the cinematography in it I wanted to talk about as well.
Which we did see that. So cinematography is not really on the director, but Bill Hader directed every episode this season. He said, which that's exciting.
But some of the few scenes I really wanted to talk about is that beginning scene where we see him on the phone.
Yeah, and it's shot from behind him.
And it's shot strictly from behind. For whatever reason, I felt like that was so much more moving because you see his finger tapping on it where he's got anxiety.
Yeah, you can see his emotion. Tense. And there's a similar scene where he's getting ready, or he's in the bathroom, and they shoot the mirror.
But not his face.
Yeah, well, so they shoot the mirror, so you can see him pacing in the room and approaching the mirror and talking to himself in the mirror.
Yes.
And you get to see both him and his reflection.
And then
that was pretty cool.
There's that guard who comes in, and you know, I won't go into depth of what they're talking about just because that'll be spoiler. But you know, he gets roughed up in prison.
Yeah.
But the camera shot of he's almost asking for it.
Yeah.
Right, and so the camera shot zooms into his face as if you are the person roughing him up.
Yeah.
And you're expecting it to cut to, the I don't want to say cliche, but the classic, it cuts to black when he gets hit.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. It just gets quiet, and then you just start to see the blood run down
his forehead.
I really like that. I thought that was a very interesting and different camera.
There was a shot, because, when he's having his hallucinations that we've kind of referenced, where it's like, it's daydreaming that seems to lean into hallucination.
Yeah.
And at one point, he's daydreaming of, like, a wedding or a ceremony or something, and you actually see the light of the party that he's picturing on his face while he's sitting in his prison cell. And I really like that, where it was like something that he could actually look over and see.
Yeah, it looks like he's there.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of good stuff there that are definitely spoiler that we can't
get into.
Per se.
But I would like to do a wrap up since it's the finale.
Absolutely.
The series finale.
We got to do something for Mando too.
Oh, that was next week's episode.
Is that next week?
Yeah, because this Wednesday will be the finale. Boo! Yes, you got a lot to watch.
I gotta catch up on it.
Yeah.
I'm off tomorrow and I'm off Thursday, so I'll probably
plow through.
Binge them,
Yep.
One of those days.
Yep. But I think that's really all we can talk about with Barry without getting slipping into spoilers. And that will help us wrap it up here. Let's see. I can't ask you what you're thinking about that was or what you're thinking about.
Oh, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I've been thinking about.
I got a new computer.
You did.
Yeah.
You did. Oh, Minecraft. Yeah. I know we've talked about this before, but you downloaded those realistic shaders,
and you
which makes my balls quaker because that's just something like as a kid when I used to watch YouTube videos and Minecraft, see, like, I would see that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, as soon as I'm an adult, I'm going to have a computer. I'm going to be able to do that. And now I can.
Yeah.
And it is like I'm the fucking tits.
Yep.
I'm the shit, dude.
I'm the biggest bird.
I am, in fact, the biggest bird.
Like, I dare you to find a bigger one.
So, but the only downfall is Java, Microsoft, you fucking up my account, dog.
Yeah.
And I can't download the game. It won't let me. It says something is wrong with my driver. It said that for my old computer. It's saying that for my new computer, which shows that it's probably the account.
The account for some reason.
So I made a new account.
We tried to reach out to support. Nothing.
Blank. Hardcore. Yeah. So I just made a new account, and I'm probably going to bite the bullet and just
buy Minecraft.
Buy a new one again. And then from there, just download all those shaders.
Yeah.
But
again, we want to thank you guys so much for your attention and support. If you guys enjoyed this episode, be sure to give it a great review and tell your friends about it. Give us 5 stars on iTunes. That's a big fucking helper.
Mm-hmm.
Word of mouth, obviously, is a big endorsement. Spread the word, the good word.
The good word of the gospel.
That's right. Make sure you're liking, following, subscribing on your audio streaming service of choice. That way you're getting your notifications when we post. We usually shoot for before 8 a.m. on Wednesdays. And let's see here. Chris, if people want to get in touch with us and give us their thoughts, their feedback, their death threats, we've yet to get a death threat.
Yeah, we
Which
haven't gotten.
kind of bums me out
a little bit. Yeah,
I don't know why. feel like if I get a death threat, I'll be like, I made it.
If you want to question our whereabouts in the early 2000s, you can definitely let us know at the simplywhelmedmailbag@gmail.com. You can always reach out to us on our Instagram, Facebook at Simply Whelmed Podcast, and our YouTube.
Nope,
not yet.
Don't mention that. Yeah. You better shut that shit down.
We do have a Reddit.
Yeah,
I want to start
about the Reddit.
So do I, and I remembered it now, and I really want to start talking about it more.
Yeah,
at Simply
We'll have to make
Podcast.
like a Simply Whelmed account and like post shit in there.
Yeah, we'll have
maybe
to.
link the episodes when we release.
We can start doing that too. That wouldn't be bad. That wouldn't be bad at all.
Yeah.
And then of course you can always take a look at our. I've been lacking on Twitter. I ain't gonna lie. I'm trying to get spicy on that shit and start arguments. Like I want to at the president and be like, "Yo, what the fuck, big man?"
At Sleepy Joe.
Yo, I know you're down bad for Ice Spice. You ain't lying.
Just start sending them fucking memes.
Start sending him death threats.
Nope.
No, for legal reasons, that is a joke.
And because it's not what we're doing.
No, it's not. Not at all. But you can take a look at our Twitter at simply.
_simply.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Whelmed _simply. Pardon me. All the fear and thought of the government reaching out to us,
crashing through the door.
FBI threw me for a bit of a loop there. My sincere apologies.
Next week we're gonna do our wrap up of Mandalorian season 3,
and you are gonna get a buttload of information because knowing me, I'll probably watch it Thursday.
Yeah, and
then I'll just be mega mind on episodes because they're all gonna be so fucking fresh.
But let's be real, no, it won't.
Fresher than the Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh shit! All right, well that's the end of the show, Chris.
Bye.